Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. Today's episode we have the fourth round of the FA Cup, and because we've drawn a Premier League side, I'm giving you the game as it's against Southampton. If you didn't watch last episode, it will also be another reason why we're giving you today's episode. We were very suspect against the Blackburn side and very lucky to be here because Blackburn did enough to at least force the replay, if not win the game themselves. With that being said, our results in the league though since that day have been decent. However, we do have to write home about that. In my last game on stream last night, we did get beat by Palace 2-0 away from home, even though we had more than 15 shots in this match, struggled to score, and well, I would much rather have lost the Premier League match than the semi-final to get knocked out over two legs in the Cabaret Cup semis. Yes, when you have more than 4 XG and over 30 shots in the first leg, and you only concede an XG of 1, yeah, you really need to win more than 4-3. With that being said, though, that's not the crux of the season. The season is all about the FA Cup this year, and hopefully today we can take another step to completing England. With that being said, though, since we last met, we beat Palace 2-1 in the league. We then beat Spurs 3-1 in the league with a fully rotated side because I thought fully rotating and having Nick Pope and goals in his retiring year would be enough for Spurs to beat me. I've just realised that this team is very good, and even with a rotated side, we can beat most teams in the division. I think finishing 6th may be a bit too difficult this year. Norwich, though, did give us some fight because we recently played them, and yes, they were in the Champions League. I want to have a look at how they went. I can see a few green arrows. I lost the Super Cup final to my former boys. They knocked off Copenhagen. They beat Salzburg 7-0. They got beat by Inter 5-0. Lost to Ajax. Drew to Vigo. Drew to Bayer 4. Drew to Bayern. Lost to OJ Nice. Did they get through? I reckon they finished just out, didn't they? Oh, they finished out on goal difference because it's the top 23 with a slightly better goal difference than final they're in. Or an extra point as well. Poor old Norwich. Unlucky for them. Great little bit of history in terms of what they've done. In terms of us, our balance is Newcastle. You lose the money and then the board give you the money there, which is great. We still have 105 million in the transfer budget. I haven't done anything really in the last window. Only thing we did do is we did make the sale there of Alidou Seydou for 6 mil to Atletico. No way he's worth that, but there he is. With that being said, we're 4 points clear of Chelsea. We are 10 points clear of Man City. It's going to take a monumentous bottle for us to finish 6th. I'm going to try my damnedest to try and bottle it as much as possible. But if my B team keeps winning, there's not much I can do. Without further ado, let's go and beat Southampton. Currently sit 11th. And look, I've been okay in the save. 16th, 11th. The best player is, though, a wonder kid from Brazil, who realistically probably should be capped, because he's pretty damn good with the passing, the technique, and the physicals. Just signed him for 32 mil. He wasn't on my radar, that's for sure. I am going to add him into the shortlist indefinitely. I hope he's in the shortlist now. There we go, he seems to be. And yeah, look, we've been being on the shortlist indefinitely. Someone that I would look to sign at a different club as well. These guys might be thinking, Damien, is there any jobs available where their managers are getting sacked left, right and centre or anything like that? No one really of note. Spurs is very insecure. You would say that Man City's job is currently stable because they're 5th, but if they fall any lower, that would become insecure. Would I move to another Premier League club if they finish in the top 6th or 7th and then sack their manager? Yes, I would. If Man City were that club, I would be there in a heartbeat. With that being said, though, without further ado, here at St James's Park, we do have a full strength side bar Lacroix who got suspended in the last game. Sergio is back from suspension from international duty, so our team is going to look like so. It's going to be Kurt in net, Sailmakers, Morgella, Perez, and Sergio. Sivert Bellingham, who, by the way, Liverpool pulled out the running of getting. I'm very sad, but understand that 100 mil is too much. But when you're Newcastle boss, you can do these sorts of things. Tisney, who's been incredible. Lewis Brown will start today with Isaac and Victor Osimhen, who have also been fantastic. It's a pretty good side. It's very solid. Look, this is a team that should be fighting for the FA Cup title this year. Without further ado, let's get into the match. Let's go beat Southampton and hopefully pump them. I will say, and I will keep saying, if we do get a draw, that is very kind for ourselves in the save here in the FA Cup. I'll obviously just skip past it. without it being a YouTube episode. But considering Blackburn nearly FM'd us and Southampton are a Premier League club, I better do it just in case. Now, Brown has scored, could be borderline offside. I think he's on just, but very tight. And I think we could be 1-0 up for sure. 8 minutes played. VAR has checked it. VAR's given it the tick of approval. And if VAR's ticking it of approval, you've got to give it a like. You've got to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And let me know in the comment section, are we going to win the FA Cup this year? And where would my next move be to? Where would you target next in terms of a league to move to? Is there a particular league where you think I need more time than not? As you can see in the top of your screen, Brown kept on side as well. Southampton, from kickoff, get a highlight. That's not nice. And that's Christopher Tollies, who's a very good footballer. I'm surprised he's not their key player. Interesting. Didn't expect to see him here either. Picked off though by Sergio, the Brazilian, who went away with under 23 duty, which annoys me when first team players go to under 23 comps because they never would in real life. But anyway, Perez on the ball. Sivert, Perez finds a ball into Morgala. Could we score 2 goals in 2 minutes? Jude Bellingham picks it up nicely. Morgala. I will say, if we go like 4-0 up in very quick succession, which could happen as well, you might get the 5th round in this game, in this episode as well, because you may as well. Bellingham, Morgala, still flying, finds Brown, great movement. Victor Osimhen, good touch. Wow, what a finish, because his touch was, albeit good, took him away from goal, and then the keeper's probably been beat slightly too easy. We scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. We're 2-0 up and flying. Morgala and Co knocking it around lovely at the back. This touch here, albeit good and in his path, away from goal. So find the back of the net and the side netting with your back sort of turned towards goal, like so, like hand here to the camera, and then whipping it across with your body. It's pretty good. Perez has hit the post and nearly gave us a 3-0 lead inside 13 minutes. This is a lot different than what we did to Blackburn in the last game that we played in the FA Cup on YouTube. It's always nice when you do perform how you're meant to with the full strength side. Salmakers with a ball, finds a header down. Isak's hit it, bans Baznu with the save, who keeps them in real life. Isak probably should score, and with that, we should be 3-0 up and flying. We're not, but I wish we were. Sivert cleared away, only as far as Jones, who can run out of the defence here. But knowing that this has come from a save highlight, this is probably pointless and will not lead to anything. And the highlight's going to end now, Football Manager. Is that correct? It's not. Nuno Perez sweeps up. Morgala. Highlight still going. 15 minutes. Get excited. Tisney. I reckon this could be a goal highlight, boys, if it's taken this long. Sergio. Isak. Tisney. Great little 1-2 to kick the ball. Nuno Perez stepping into the middle of the park. Sivert, Tisney, Isak, one-on-one. What a ball from Tisney, and we've hit the post, and somehow we're not 4 or 5-0 up inside 15 minutes here. Isak's hit the post, Nuno Perez has hit the post, all in the same highlight. Isak picks the ball up again in what is the longest highlight in Football Manager history this year, and eventually it is stopped, only to have a highlight literally 30 seconds later for Lewis Brown to have a dig from a set piece. And well, he's put it just over the bar. 9 shots inside the first 20 minutes, 2 goals, and an XG of basically 1.75. Yeah, look, we're flying. Somehow, though, this game isn't already over, ticked off and buried, which is an issue, which we proved that is an issue when we played Palace in the Cabarro Cup here in the semi-final. In saying that, though, with 45 minutes played and us continuing on here, that is going to be half-time. We are 45 away from the 6th round of the FA Cup. I don't think it's the quarter-final until after the 6th round. But with that, though, Curtis Jones, who was playing there as well, has been injured. That's not good for them. Southampton, though, they get the next goal out of nowhere. All of a sudden, things become interesting. A ball gets whipped in. Katko came a long way but claimed it. Good keeping in the end. If he comes all that way and doesn't claim it, then we're going to scream at him. Anyway, ball looking long. Salisu somehow picks it up after a bad touch. Shea Adams cleared away. That's not the actual Valverde. If it's the actual Valverde, the Southampton side's really underperforming. And Nuno Perez had to make a block and it's cleared. Was it the actual Valverde? No, it's the Valverde we were looking at. I straight away kept remembering his name being Ulio. Apologies. Time ticks away. 65 minutes played. It's the Brazilian wonder kid. He probably should have scored. 66 minutes played. Smith Rowe is going to come in for Isaac. He missed that big chance. He is still a very, very good player, Smith Rowe. Civet on the booking. Don't want to get any suspensions or anything. So great in there as well. Same thing can be said for Sergio from Merlin. I think keeping 11 people in the park quite important. And they all are very good at their roles. With that being said, with 15 left to go, it's very safe to say that we have won this game, barring some drama, and I am going to put that in there, drama. So I am going to bring on Frimpong, we're going to take off Bellingham, and we are going to give it the right of way to Iwamoto, who wants to be a central midfielder on attack. Interesting. Didn't realise that was your kettle of fish. We're 2-0 up. I'll put him in his favourite role. 80 minutes played, 10 away from the next round of the FA Cup. Very cruisy. Only thing I will say is that XG is basically at free at 2.98. We've had 28 shots, 13 on target, and somehow we sit here with only a 2-0 lead. However, it's a clean sheet, it's minimal fuss, and as I mentioned last episode against Blackburn, it doesn't matter how you perform or what you do in the FA Cup. As long as we win our games, then that's all that matters. And with that being said, it's 2-0 and all she wrote. I'm going to quickly just confirm that the draw's in the next couple of days, because if it is, I am definitely going to give you that draw as well. I didn't take note of it before I started the episode, which I do apologise for. So if I go to the 5th round, it is drawn out on the 7th. Today is the 5th. I was correct. It's 2 days later. So we're going to stay live and get this all sorted right now, so you know what next episode is. I'll send the assistant. Let's go through the next couple of days before I forget, just in case my cat somehow comes in the room and turns off the computer in the new setup, which I've taken measures to make sure he doesn't by hiding it under the table. We'll save just in case. Alright, sipping to the 7th, finding out who we get, and then seeing what happens there. That's the call for 4th round shock. They knocked out Chelsea. That's huge. Last year's Premier League winners, and they're trying to go back to back to back. The three-peat, which is not happening this year in the Prem, by the looks of things. I've tried to go massive, but yeah, they've been knocked out by Leicester. And I don't think Chelsea, or we have more of a chance of winning the league than Chelsea do. We need them to jump us, for goodness sake, because I want 6th. I want 6th. I've documented I want 6th. I can't seem to finish 6th. Hopefully Leicester beat me now in the league, considering they just beat Chelsea and they go on a bit of a tear. Speaking about Leicester, are they getting relegated? Me and Paul discussed it in a podcast. Links down below to the pod. Give the episode a like. But comment, do you think Leicester are going to get relegated? Let me know. Dean Smith's a good appointment for them to stay up, but very weird. Anyway, let's go into the draw. We have got, how many teams have we got in here? 16 teams, so we can actually do this one with an actual draw. The last one was way too long. So we're going to do the actual draw here with the suspense. There's definitely teams that we want, and there's definitely teams that we want to avoid. Liverpool at Anfield's one of them. So, Football Manager, be kind, please. Thank you. That's one of the big games that we would be not favourites for out of the way. The other one being Manchester United and Man City, and if we could preferably avoid Arsenal, that would be great. Middlesbrough, though, next out. Happy with this if we do end up getting it. It's Man City, another one of the big teams gone. We fist pump. Notts Forest, happy to take them away. And we're going to get Manchester United. Wow, this has been beautiful. Three of the big teams already gone. Spurs are having a stinker of a year, so and the fact that we're beating with our second string side, I think we don't mind drawing them. I'd rather draw someone a bit easier than Spurs, but they're the big team to avoid. With Arsenal, who have just gone out. So we've just seen Man City. What a draw. What an episode. Easy. Cheers. Spurs, don't do it. Out of how good this draw run's been, just don't give me Spurs, because that's a difficult game. It's not. Out of all the teams left, we've got Norwich and Brentford, Leicester, Sheffield, and West Brom and Leeds. We're favourites wherever we get. West Brom, please. I'm happy to go away. Play the Maggies. No. Sheffield United, another 2 championship clubs. It's important for the round afterwards if we get through. Newcastle, we're at home. We got a home tie, which instantly makes us massive favourites. Who are we going to get? Leicester City, who just knocked out Chelsea. And who we play next in the league? We've got Leicester. Huge. That episode is going to be in... Oh, we haven't got when that fixture's been rearranged. Our Wolves match just got rearranged. It's Sim 4 today. That's only in a few days' time. Beautiful. What I am going to do is I'm still going to end this part of the episode fantastic episode, dominated Southampton. The draw went swimmingly. All the big teams went out the hat before we got near them. We now have got Leicester and Chelsea. I'm going to be very sneaky and rotating both those games to make sure the boys are 100% fully fit for the end of month game. Yeah, that could make them slightly unmatch fit, but if I rotate against Leicester, they won't know who they're going to actually play against in that game, and then rotate against Chelsea. I would imagine Chelsea beat us, but we beat Spurs fully rotated. With that being said, that is the end of the episode. If you've enjoyed, give it a like, do subscribe to the YouTube channel, and until next time, thank you and goodbye.